Are you ready to reclaim joy in your life? Why joy? Why now? Welcome to Joy Rules with me, Lorelei, your joy guru. While the world looks like it's at a breaking point, burnout, stress, isolation, and overwhelm dominate the headlines. Within all this, there's a longing for something deeper, something that heals beyond the mind. Joy fuels health, sparks expansive thought, aligns us spiritually, and connects us to one another. Join me as I weave astrology, intuition, and modern psychology to ignite your soul's highest alignment. Each week I sit down with luminous guests who embody joy as a spiritual path, a creative force, and a way of life. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and let's dive into the joy. Because when joy rules, transformation becomes inevitable. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Joy Rules, the premiere show. I feel like a kid in a candy store. This is like, I feel, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking, it's like my own personal Academy Awards. I want to thank all these people that I'm in this place in my life. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the debut of the Joy Revolution. And if you're here today, where our episode is Why Join the Joy Revolution? And my intention is in every guest that I have, and Amy is a good friend and we've done all kinds of things together, and she is the epitome of joy. You're going to learn a lot about joy through these episodes because it's not happiness. I mean, it's not dependent on what's going on the outer. You know, I got a raise, I'm in a relationship, I'm going to Italy. Those are all wonderful, but joy is unassailable. And it's through gratitude and forgiveness and many, many other things. So I want to welcome my special first guest, Amy Steinberg. Thank you for being here with me.
Hi, I'm thrilled to be here. I'm honored to be your first guest. You have given so many of us so much joy with particularly your astrological offerings that combine a lot of Course in Miracles stuff and just positivity. And I love you. I'm obsessed with you. I mean, you were on House of Love and Light during the, shutdown, lockdown. And so I just feel like I love you and grateful to be here with you.
And I love you too. And we did a Queen retreat at Unity North years ago. That was so fun. And let me just say
So
this
good.
now, so I don't forget, Amy will be at Unity North Atlanta Church on New Year's Eve this year,
Yes.
right? Which is
Is
really
that going to be the
exciting.
best? I am so excited about that.
Yeah,
Ringing in the new year with y'all is
and
just,
and it'll be a 1 year because we're in a 9 year now. This is for everybody. Nine is an
oh,
ending number. So if stuff is leaving your life, whoever you are, whether it's forms of relationship, I mean, there's a lot of grieving going on because the difference in our vibration with people, our frequencies is more pronounced with our own families, with friends, where with people you love, but all of a sudden you're growing, right? You don't feel that that person, or they don't get you anymore, and you love them, they'll go.
so I wanted to say that, for somebody who's listening who doesn't know what you mean, we're in a 9 year. What you're basically doing is adding up the year, right? 2025.
Yes,
And that adds up to 9. Listen, that's
thank you.
obvious to me, but somebody listen might not. And I'll tell you what, I didn't even think of that till you just said it, that we're in a 9 year, which means next year is
Is a one.
so exciting. Like ones are everything. It's like,
Yeah.
woo,
Yeah.
reboot,
Yeah, and it only
reboot.
happens every 9 years. So it's like allowing things to leave our life that no longer define us. Again, forms of relationship, work, people, and the joy piece. I have three criteria now, which I shared with you, Amy, for anything in my life that I'm going to take on. And this is not selfish, by the way, because it's not selfish to share your joy. In fact, it's the opposite. Um, is it fun? Can I express more of me in service to others? And will it bring me joy? And if I have to say no to any of those, I pass. And that's been a long time coming. In other words, I'm a Libra. I'm a people pleaser, and Libra energies, because I'm going to be weaving astrology through our conversations. We're in Libra season now. And on Monday, the planet of love goes into Libra. So this is the time to really focus on your relationships, all of them, and what you share with others, what they share with you, um, extending
I also
peace.
want to presence the awareness of whenever I think about Libra, I immediately think of beauty.
Yes.
And beauty is sometimes in this ugly seeming time can be like, where is the beauty? And it's everywhere. It's
Yes.
literally everywhere, especially right now, right? This
Yes.
Libra season of the changing leaves. I mean, beauty is like unfolding right before our very eyes right now. And yet it can feel right now. I'm just presencing like outward
Hmm.
circumstances, all the things, all the struggles, all the craziness that's going on in the world, little W world. Um, and so just focusing upon the beauty in that Libra season and
Absolutely.
remembering the
And the
beauty.
fact that we can create more balance and harmony and peace at this
Mm,
time, and
yes.
of
I mean, that's what
course,
we're doing with things
right?
like the Joy Show.
Let there be
you
peace on
know,
earth, and where does it begin, right? Everybody thinks it's
right.
out there and railing against what's
Hmm.
going on in the world. It begins
Hmm.
right here, like, let there be peace, our beautiful thing that we sing all the time. So when you and
Yes.
I were talking a few days ago, and I asked you how you define joy, you said just open yourself. So will you
It's like my
say
favorite
more about that?
acronym. Yeah. It's just my favorite acronym for that word because I feel like joy, a lot of times people think, it's this happy slappy, you know, energy, and it's deeper than that. It's the openness and availability to whatever is coming up. And I love that Native American image. I don't know the exact quote, but it's basically that every tear carves out more space for joy.
Mm,
So I
I
feel
never
like
heard
there's
that.
this, when we allow all of the emotions, that's what joy is, and the availability to be open to all of it. And I love that other quote about, I think it's Rumi, it's like break your heart until it stays open,
Mm,
break your heart until it stays open. And then Wayne Dyer says the heart opens to make more room for love, the heart breaks to make more room for love. So it's like this expansiveness of feelingness, of being, it sounds very um out there, but it's basically being present, completely present to whatever is.
exactly.
And
Absolutely.
it's funny, an interesting question for you as a joy technician. I was talking to ChatGPT about this, and I was thinking, I'm really, really tired. And I think a lot of us are like super, super tired. There's a lot of energy out there. There's a lot of soul sucking energy. For me personally, also, I've been like traveling a lot and just doing a lot of output, creative output. And I asked ChatGPT, like, what is there a word for tired yet joyful? Because I feel like when I'm tired, it's time for rest.
I was just
And I
going to
have such a
say
difficult
rest.
time. Yeah. And I have such a difficult
And
time
so let's talk.
resting that,
Let me talk a little bit about you
yes,
astrologically
yes,
for a
go ahead.
moment and why tired. I mean, because here you are. And for those of you, some of you may understand some of this language, some of you may not. It's a beautiful language of human potential, of timing. Um, so you're a double Cancer, which is rapport and connection and belonging and support and all those beautiful Cancer things. And Cancer needs a lot because it picks up so much of the emotions of others. However, you have your relationship planets, Venus and Mars, in fire. Venus in Leo, Mars in Aries. So it's not like they're diametrically opposed, but they're very different energies because the Aries and Leo could go forever. It's male energy, but you're a double Cancer. So when you know you're tired, then you really know that rest I would say, has been long overdue.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I'm wondering, I'm investigating how to be tired and rest and still remain joyful. Because
Absolutely.
something about, maybe it is that Aries Leo thing. Like if I'm not doing, right, I feel like my joy is gone. Like
I was just, you
I
know what I
find
was just,
little joy in not doing, which I
yes,
feel like there should be as much joy in just like resting and being. But if I'm tired, I mean, if I'm resting and being and I'm not tired, I can feel joy. But like when I'm tired, I don't know. Just been struggling with
and
joy the last couple of days because I'm so exhausted.
Well, you know what just came to me? I think what's happening for you is you're judging the word tired. You're making it
I
wrong.
think
I
there's
was just thinking of
something.
your Capricorn, the Capricorn North Node and the moon being in Capricorn now, your
Uh-huh.
progressed
Uh-huh.
moon. It's like
Work,
you're
work, work, work,
making it
work.
wrong instead of being, let me be present to the fact that I'm tired, no judgment,
Yeah.
no resistance. There's a judgment in there because it's the judgment that
Yeah.
kills us. It's not really what happens, it's how we think about it and
Yeah.
in judging it. Yeah.
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 I tend to judge of my mother, who's a Scorpio. Whenever I talk to her and she's telling me she's tired, right? I'm always like,
Mm.
oh, you're always tired. And
Uh,
now I'm tired. So I get to feel what she feels all the time, whether it's, her age, her diet, her issues, whatever. But I know that this is bringing compassion to my mind. So there's that, understanding others who may have tired, come upon them. But I think also as an artist, I call us light workers, I don't know, new thought people, we're kind of it's a tiring time because we're holding the high watch. I mean,
yeah.
I really am trying to hold the high watch. Like meaning I'm not getting into that consciousness of fear. I'm trying really hard to just sort of stay above it and be hold this energy of like things will work out. Like things are going to we're going to come out of this. Like
Didn't you
all
say
of the
all things
work
always
has
work
been
out for
done.
me when we talked?
Yes, and yes, and I was telling you about how I'm getting overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. I'm done with overwhelmed. I'm done with that. I'm done
We're
with that.
never done with
It was like my
overwhelm if we
word
have
for a
Cancer
year.
energy.
It was just my word for like years. Like I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed, and I caught myself and I said, "You're not. You're not because if you can do it, you're just whelmed. You're just whelmed.
I love that. I love
You're not underwhelmed." But you're just whelmed. You're just busy. You've got a lot going on.
you're
But if you
whelmed.
can't handle it, then
But you
just
know what's
say
interesting
no
about
or
that?
cancel something or
What's interesting about that, Amy, is that overwhelm is a Cancer quality, right? Because I mean,
well,
I
it's probably
thank
a
you.
Cancer shadow quality.
It
It's not a
is a
good,
Cancer shadow quality,
yeah.
absolutely.
So what's the
And
opposite of it?
well, whelmed. I mean, no,
Yeah,
because
just
I have
in it,
often
in the
referred
flow.
to, right. But you know
Yeah.
what? When I feel overwhelmed, now I know I'm in child. It's the child in me. It's my little
Well, and
kid
that's
that
what I think. Yeah, that's what everything comes down to for me and probably most cancers, but also any arrested development cancers. Like we are just, I'm a child. I'm an eternal child. I know it. I know it. It's like, grow up, girl.
well, you come by that honestly. Again, you came in with Leo energy. So
Oh, you know what? This is such a perfect time to show you my doll houses
please,
and to tell you a little bit about it because we're talking about inner
yes,
child,
I
right?
wanted to ask about. So tell us
So
about Ministar.
now I know this is a podcast, but this might also be on video somewhere. So
It
I
is. This is video.
uploaded this little video,
Yeah.
and here's just like a couple of my doll houses that have been a part of this like series that were inspired by my show Ministar, which is all about originally I sort of thought it was for my inner child. And then I realized it was for all of my parts and pieces. So my inner child, my inner teenager, my inner needy one, my inner diva, my inner divine, there's all these rooms and each room sort of stands for a different part and the witnessing that happens when you allow play, which the acronym for play that I just came up with last weekend is presence living as you.
Oh,
Presence
love that.
living as you is play. If you can open up to like presence is choosing this, to play like that, to let spirit have its way with you, if you will, meaning allowing a healing to go on because you're just witnessing for yourself. You're saying, you know what, I see you. I see you, little girl that maybe didn't have enough sweetness. I see you
Mm.
losing your hope or feeling like things are impossible again. I'm here to remind you. I'm your highest self, here to remind you that anything is possible, right? I'm here to um, take a look at all the teen years, the formative years, and say, "Oh, wow, okay, so that's the trickster, that's that archetype, all the
Hmm.
different parts and pieces." And so I just feel like it's been a huge. I've actually grown up through the process. Funny enough that I'm saying like grow up. It's like I kind of have with this process. It's been a wonderful healing journey
And I
with this
love
stuff.
that you call it the journey through the home of my soul.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
And
Well,
I think
because
of and
the home, I mean, and you had the house of love and light. I mean, that's so
Right?
Cancer. So when, like, when
Yes,
we
so Cancer.
express our astrological signature, it's so exciting.
Yeah. It's so, it's so true. It's so my Cancer nature, right? I love the idea of home. And and you know, it's I think I don't know. I do you love your home? Do you love your
I
cozy?
do. Oh my God,
Do you love
I
your
have to
because
be
you're
dragged
Libra,
out
right?
of
So you
my
have
home.
beautiful things, you know?
This is I did a sound check with Jessica yesterday, and I had this on Zoom, but I didn't know I had this particular background with the
Yeah.
water and the and I went, oh my God, that movement is going to be so soothing to me when I do my
Oh,
show.
it's so nice. It's so nice. And I was thinking right before we came on, I was like, oh, maybe I could find a mountain background, but I didn't have enough time because
Oh,
then
but
you'd
your
be at the
backgrounds are
sea and I
so.
would be in the mountains.
So I just wanted to
But
share with you. I picked a Course in Miracle card right before the show, and this is so
yeah.
perfect. This is for everybody who's watching now and will watch later or whatever. Your passage through time and space is not at random. You cannot help but be in the right place at the right time.
Mm,
And I thought that was so
and
perfect. The right place at the
that's so
right time,
perfect.
right?
That's so perfect.
So
It's so
tell
perfect.
us the backstory to Ministar, because that's evolved.
Okay. Yeah, it's a neat story. It's a domino story. It's a creative domino story. It started with me getting my ministerial license, which I decided to do because I was tapped on the shoulder to be a minister at another church before I had gone to ministerial school, and I just felt called to it. And religious science is what I like the most. So I got that license, and then I was like, what am I doing with this? And the first thing I felt like I needed to do is write a book, and it's a book of prompts. It's called Make Good. Here, I'll show you it if I have it. I have a copy of it somewhere. I don't know. I thought I had a copy right here. Anyway, it's called Make Good. And it's 44 of my paintings with along with a prompt. And it's very stream of consciousness. It's just words and stories and places for you to journal and draw and sort of express and to get triggered. It's really about cultivating joy. It's called Make Good, Cultivating Joy with Creativity. And it's just sharing my stories and my art and then giving, you a place to explore yours as well. And I was like, what is this book? Like I just wrote this book and I realized that it was four parts. I had it separated into heart, mind, body, soul. And so I said, this would be a really cool thing to do as a year-long gathering. And I said, I'm going to do this from January to December because it was right on time. Just talk about timing. It all came out in time.
I remember
And
we
so I
talked about it.
started the Garden of Good, which
Mhm.
was using Make Good as a guide. And each week we get together and people come from all over. It's on Zoom on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you're interested, you go to amysteinberg.net and there is Garden of Good on that website and it gives you a link. It's all by love offering. And we've just begun the fourth quarter, which is the soul quarter. I'm getting to Ministar, I swear. Anyway, so I'm in the Garden of Good, and I decide that for each quarter, I invite the gardeners to pick a root and a fruit, something you want to work on the inside for that quarter, and something you want to manifest on the outside or create on the outside.
I
So a
love
root and
that.
a fruit. And ideally, the things are connected. So, like, for instance, for the first quarter, my root was peace. And my fruit, I didn't know what it was going to be until I walked into a thrift store and I saw this dollhouse. And I said, okay, that's my
That's
fruit. I'm going to take this dollhouse, it's this 3 foot high dollhouse, and I'm going to take it home and I'm going to allow it to tell me what it wants me to do. It's going to be my outward expression of peace, right? Because my root was peace. And so I started to play with this dollhouse. I went to thrift stores. I let things call to me. The first thing that called to me was an acorn candle. And from the acorn candle was born the room of possibility, which is where you enter the dollhouse, which is the remembering of who you really are. And that became into the next space, which is the space of sweetness. It just became this beautiful journey. And as I was doing it, the whole first quarter, this is a long story, I guess.
no, I love it.
I
It's great.
was I was so impressed with this dollhouse journey, again, from all my me's to all your you's. I realized I needed to write a book about it. So for the second quarter, I picked the word dedication and I decided to write a book based on the dollhouse. So I wrote Into the Dollhouse, Chronicles of the Dollhouse, Chronicles of the Dollhouse. And it's basically the story of the dollhouse, but it was also a book about learning to fall in love with Asheville again.
Mm.
It's a lot to express in just this moment here, but um, from there, I was writing in the into the dollhouse, and I realized all of my dreams from working in the dollhouse became reawakened. My dreams of being on stage as a theatrical performer,
Mm.
being in New York, being on Broadway, even like the biggest dream of all would be Broadway, right? My heroes were like the Lily Tomlins and the people who did the Whoopi Goldberg, who did the one Bette Midler, the one person shows, right? That are comedy but poignant, but these, uh, this was my dream, and it was reawakened. And then I thought, oh my gosh, I have to write a show about this dollhouse, and these songs started to come, right?
Wow.
And then I brought it to New York City because I knew it had to be in New York to premiere for my heart. And I brought it to this little cabaret club midtown, and I sold it out. It was like 50, 55 people or something like this, small, but sold out, right? And I said, I'm doing it. I'm doing it right off Broadway. And then I have it booked again for November 22nd, back in New York. And I'm I'm really excited to go back to the city again and try a little bit of a bigger venue. And so, if you know anyone in the New York area, you must send them to Green Room 42. That's what the venue is called, Green Room 42, at 9:30. It's kind of a later show, but it's only an hour long. 9:30 at Green Room 42 on November 22nd, which is 11/22, which I thought was a good number, but I realized that that's the date that JFK was shot.
But
So
those are two master numbers. Those are two
I
master
know, right?
numbers.
So I thought,
11 and 2.
well, we'll rebalance the universe by having Ministar on that date. And I just
Yes,
love that
absolutely.
11/22. And so I don't know, I'm just keeping at it. I'm doing it all over the place. I did it in KC. I did it in Asheville. I'm doing it in Ocala. I'm doing it in Atlanta. And I'm just kind of like trying to develop it. I applied for a grant for it
Good.
because I think in order to do a theater piece, to really do it, because I see like a big screen, I also see like the dollhouse in like full size, like all the little things, like imagine a troll doll, like life size. I'm imagining this dollhouse as a set. I'm seeing it all, and the dream is awake, but I get very bored very easily. And so I don't know. I might do this for a year and then do something else. I don't
Well,
know.
okay, so
I really don't know.
let me speak to what you just said. You get bored
Yeah,
very easily. You
please,
have
please.
Mars in Aries, and Mars is, how what drives us. Well, Aries is I do this and then it's done. It's like I'm, no, on to the next
That's it.
thing.
Yep.
Because when I was looking up why start a joy revolution, I have this fabulous relationship that I started with Copilot when the sun went into Libra, uh, artificial AI, and I
Yep.
asked, "What is a joy revolution?" And it's a commitment to live with intention and positivity in your life and communities.
Mm,
It's a shift in mindset with gratitude and love and forgiveness. So, I mean, there's a whole process here. And my recipe for joy is when we're being all of who we are, the good, the bad, the ugly, the shadow side of our signs, the ups, the conscious and the unconscious, when we're accepting and loving all of that in us, when we are, then everybody else is loving and accepting us too. And we naturally want to extend ourselves and serve others. And that brings us joy. So when
mm,
people, any of you watching, if you've said, I don't know what my purpose is, I don't know what my purpose in life is, your purpose is to be who you are authentically, all of it. And you accept and love yourself. And as I said, and what was it that you said? Um, um,
well,
everybody
there's that.
loves me. What did you say to me about you? Everybody loves you?
Well, I don't remember.
I
I
put it
mean,
in the write up.
I don't
Well,
remember that.
Byron Katie said, everybody loves me. They just don't know it yet.
Oh, I said, well, I do this thing at churches now where I go, who's in love with me? Who's in love with
Oh,
me?
nice.
Raise your hand. And then people raise their hand, and I say, oh, well, that has nothing to do with me. That love lives in you.
That's right.
And you see me
That's right.
as a reflection of you,
That's right.
So that might be what we talked about.
Well, and get
Um,
this, Amy, you have Venus, what you love, in love. You have it in the sign of love. You
it's
have it
so
in the
true. I
sign
do
of
love love
joy,
so
which
much.
is Leo. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you come by that so naturally, it just exudes from you.
I also told you my theory about sort of how astrology is very much a wheel. And so because I'm a double Cancer, I'm actually headed toward my Leo. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm moving on the wheel toward my Leo. I feel like any sign when you're like born a Cancer and you're told over and over again, you're a Cancer, you're a Cancer, you're a Cancer. You're told you're sensitive, you're told you're moody, you're told you're all these things, and they're almost the polar opposite of the next sign, like which Leo is like confident and outgoing and doesn't care about what other people think, and all that stuff. I feel like I'm growing into that as I get older, and the more I can step into that, and be less sensitive, or honor my sensitivity, but not let it drive me, or, those kinds of, I think that's an interesting also like area of astrology that hasn't been like not discovered, but
Well,
talked about much.
but remember, we have a whole cast of characters. We have all these characters. I sit around the round table with these parts of me, and my
Yeah.
Libra talks to my Cancer, and my Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having
And it's all
relationships.
moving. It's just all shifting and moving and changing and, with the sky, it's wild, but I can't
Well,
believe how fast this half hour went.
I
I
know.
mean,
I
this is
just I
wild.
I so adore you. I love you. I can't wait to see you on well, I'll be with you in spirit on the 22nd of November in New York City. Maybe I'll be there, who knows.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
I'll
you never
certainly be with
know.
you on New Year's Eve. And I just want to
Yes.
say a few general things to folks that are watching. This is such a significant time in our history. Yes, there's all kinds of stuff going on the planet. No one would deny that. But you have sovereignty over what your experience is, what you are choosing in your life. And there has never been a time that's been more important for you, all of us, to be the light of the world in your own unique way. And that is not selfish. If you go out of your house every day and you just decide, I'm going to find reasons to be joyful, you will find them. It may be an interaction with the clerk at the grocery store. It may be, it's not dependent on these big circumstances. And this is a time when our planet needs joy more than ever. And I just want to end with this book of joy. Thank you, Dr. Pat, the owner of the network, and has Pat Basili. Had I ever heard of the Book of Joy? The Dalai Lama and Archbishop Tutu. Guess what? The Book of Joy, their relationship is joy, Leo, and they both have Leo in their charts. So you tell
Mm.
me you can't make this stuff up, right? Um, I'm so grateful to all of you for being here. Tune it. We'll be back in 2 weeks. And Amy, thank you again. I love you so much. And until next time, I wish you blue skies, green lights, and lucky stars. Thank you for listening to Joy Rules with me, Lorelei Robbins, your joy guru. If this episode sparked something in you, don't keep joy to yourself. Share and spread the light. Tune in the second and fourth Friday of the month at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, right here on Transformation Talk, where together we reclaim joy as the foundation for transformation. To dive deeper, visit me at joyrules.com. And remember, joy isn't optional, it's essential. And visit joyrules.com for lots more joy. Until next time, keep choosing joy and join the joy revolution. And until we connect, I wish you blue skies, green lights, and lucky stars.